Hey Gold Rush fans, episode 18 is coming this Friday, so let's break it down. Welcome back everybody to Gold Rush Minute. If you're new to the channel or a subscriber, I'm Gold Rush Minute, where I break down the most recent episode of Gold Rush and all the spin-offs. We talk about the miners and go over past episodes of the series. Let's start with Team Turin. So the guys are doing a short season, and why is that? Well, Dave is wanting to sell his operation to Jason and Nathan for $1 million. Now this is a huge sum for hourly employees. Last time we saw them, they were running the top gravel of the Three Amigos cut, and they produced just under 6 ounces of gold in 3 days of running. The guys have all their equipment set up and they're all running. All they have to do now is get that pay dirt and run till the end of the season. You know, if it was that simple, it wouldn't be fun to watch. This week, if the guys are featured, they're going to have more setbacks. Last time it was their loader breaking down. This time, they're going to run into a few more problems. Number 1, the Three Amigos cut will be flooding this episode. Last season of Dave Turin's Lost Mine, Dave bought 2 brand new pumps because of this very issue. And number 2, the guys are working the most lucrative spot that they prospected, and I'm using air quotes on that. The gold, it's going to play hide and seek from them this episode, causing a lot of frustration and doubts. The guys want 30 ounces of gold this season, and this week, it's going to run a little bit better than the first cleanup, but not by much. They're going to mine between 5 to 7 ounces of gold. So next is the CLAYTON. So Golden Acres has finally been achieved, and all systems are a go. Well, not quite yet. So their only dozer, the same one that had the transmission replaced at the beginning of the season, became a huge paperweight. The brothers, they've been working that gauntlet cut, and they still have a lot of pay dirt to run per Brady. This is eventually going to run out, and without their dozer clearing the overburden in Golden Acres, the guys, they're in a pickle. The guys have basically 3 options here. Hopefully their felling mechanic can fix the transmission and then the problem is solved. So that's the best case scenario. Number 2, borrow Fred's dozer again. Brennan's been very good to Fred about granting his favors, so it's Fred's turn to be that good neighbor. Number 3, and this is only in the case of an emergency, team up with Fred's crew again. Help run the Freedom Cut. And Golden Acre, it waits for next season. Like I said, this is the worst scenario and only should be used in a case of emergencies. So let's talk about the gold now. So the Claytons are sitting at 80 ounces of gold after last week's haul of 21.9 ounces of gold. This week, if the brothers get that dozer back and they're able to run Golden Acres pay dirt, they're going to mine between 30 to 35 ounces of gold. There's going to be more gold in the future episodes, but for this cleanup, it's going to be low because it's going to be coming off of a short week of running. Now, if they have to run the gauntlet cut pay dirt, they're going to mine between 15 to 20 ounces of gold. Next up is the Winchester boys. So the guys are leasing ground from Tony, known as the Curse Cut. Fortunately for the Winchester boys though, they've had nothing but good luck. This 3-man operation, they've been catching some great gold in their home-built dual trommel. And now that they've leased a rock truck from Tony, there's nothing truly stopping them. If the guys are shown this week, chances are low, but it's not zero. I don't feel they're going to have any issues, and they'll have a trouble-free week of mining. So now for the gold now. So they're sitting just over 47 ounces of gold for this season. So they're over a quarter of the way there to that goal of 200 ounces. Their last cleanup was over 40 ounces. And this week, if they're shown, I feel they're going to surpass that and they're going to mine between 45 to 50 ounces of gold. Hey everybody, just want to take a moment and thank everybody that has subscribed to the channel. And if you haven't, it only takes a moment and it's free to do. Next up is Team BEETS. So Tony's quickly running out of ground. His blue and cold cut, they're done for this season. So it's up to that 80 pop cut to deliver their remaining gold. An unexpected discovery last week derailed the team from digging at that new cut. But fortunately for them, they had a stockpile of pay dirt to run while the paleontologists, they did their job. So far Tony's had a great season with only having a few breakdowns. When Discovery Channel gave us that sneak peek into the season, it showed Tony with a monitor blasting the side of a hill that's probably full of gold. So I personally feel this is going to be utilized either in this episode or the following episode because the weather is going to be changing pretty soon. Let's talk about the gold now. So Tony and his crew, they pulled exactly 323 ounces of gold from the blue cut, and now it's all up to that 80 pup cut to deliver. This week, Tony is going to surpass 400 ounces of gold, and he's going to mine between 425 to 430 ounces of gold. Finally, let's talk about Team Parker. So Parker and his Alaskan team, they're coming together and they're putting some gold in the jar. The crew, they're running the drift cut right now, but they need to get a sense of urgency and get going with that wolf cut. Last week when clearing overburden from the wolf cut, water made its way into the cut not once but twice. Claim owner though, he's pretty excited to see gold come from that wolf cut because it's virgin ground. And honestly, this cut needs to hold over 900 ounces of gold this season or Parker's going to forfeit his deposit and he's going to be left without a claim for next season. So we're still waiting for Parker's custom wash plant to arrive, and it should be there sooner than later. This far into this season, it has to be past the month of August. So Parker's going to face some new obstacles this episode in both his Alaskan and his Yukon operation. Let's start with his Alaskan operation. So this episode, they're going to be digging pretty deep into that wolf cut, and the gold is going to be hiding from the team. We did see Parker panning some pay dirt and not finding any gold. they'll be going through that drift cut pay pile pretty quickly, and they need to act quickly before they have to shut off the wash plant because there's no pay dirt. So now is a Yukon operation. So the team, they'll be facing some more breakdowns this week. As the season continues, the mechanics, they're going to be overworked. A few key pieces of heavy equipment will be down this episode. And then finally, number 2. So the team, they're going to start to run low on open ground. The airstrip cut's going to be mined really hard, and all that remains open is the Panama Canal cut. So let's break down the gold. So Parker needs to put the pedal to the metal and get some huge cleanups in his Alaskan operation. This week, Parker is going to mine between 100 to 105 ounces of gold in his Alaskan operation. And for his Yukon operation, because of all the setbacks, he's going to mine between 375 to 400 ounces of gold. Still a great cleanup, but nowhere near where he needs to be. There you have it, Gold Rush fans. If you like the content and want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. It's free to do, and I greatly appreciate it. Till the next time.